Welcome to the Own Your Best Life podcast. I'm May Empson, your host, leadership and mindset coach. Here we talk all things spiritual, mindset, business, leadership, and wellness for the modern woman who wants to align her life with purpose and inspiration. We'll cover career changes, stress management, meditation, energy, intuition, and more. Each episode holds spiritual and practical tools to help you live a life of your wildest dreams without getting burnt out along the way. Ready to live a life on your own terms? This is the Own Your Best Life podcast. Hi friends, welcome to episode number 4 of the Own Your Best Life podcast. Do you ever feel like you don't own your schedule, your calendar, and sometimes you don't even feel like you own your life? So if you feel that way, today's episode on codependency is going to start you on the path of feeling in control of your own life again. I never considered myself codependent until I was away from my family at a retreat, and I didn't know what to do with myself when I had free time. I just felt like I was globbing on to whoever else had a plan and whatever was going on at the moment. It was a strange feeling, and even though I couldn't pin it down at the time, I knew I didn't like this feeling and it didn't feel good, and it was as if I didn't have my own mind. How did other people just seem to know what they wanted to do and when they wanted to do it? This is codependency, and this is when it started coming into my life and my purview. I had heard about it before, and I looked into it briefly, and at the time I thought, like many other things, it didn't really seem to apply to me. Did I have an alcoholic partner? Nope. So what is codependency? So Oxford Dictionary defines codependency as excessive emotional or psychological reliance on a partner, typically one who requires support on account of an illness or addiction. Here are the 20 warning signs of codependency from reachoutrecovery.com. This is what made me think that there may be codependency issues in situations outside of addiction issues or illness issues. And I'll read them out to you so you can understand whether or not you feel that this applies to you. So the first one, do you keep quiet to avoid arguments? Number 2, are you always worried about others' opinions of you? Number 3, have you ever lived with someone with an alcohol or drug problem? Number 4, have you ever lived with someone who hits or belittles you? Number 5, are the opinions of others more important than your own? Number 6, do you have difficulty adjusting to changes at work or home? Number 7, when significant others spend time with friends, do you feel rejected? Number 8, do you doubt your ability to be who you want to be? Number 9, are you uncomfortable expressing your true feelings to others? Number 10, have you ever felt inadequate? Number 11, do you feel like a bad person, quote unquote, when you make a mistake? 12, do you have difficulty taking compliments or gifts? 13, when your child or spouse makes a mistake, do you feel humiliation? 14, do you think people in your life would go downhill without your consistent and constant efforts? 15, do you frequently wish someone could help you get things done? 16, is it difficult for you to talk to people in authority, such as the police or your boss? 17, are you confused about who you are or where you are going with your life? 18, do you have trouble saying no when asked for help? 19, is it difficult for you to ask for help? And 20, do you have so many things going on at once that you can't do justice to any of them? All right, So I'm sure as I read through this and you guys are listening, you're thinking, oh my gosh, I think that might be me. And if you always feel like someone else's problem is your problem, per Melody Beattie's book, Codependent No More, which is the book on codependency, I'm going to share some lessons that I learned about codependency that can help you on your path of untying the ties that bind. So the first lesson is that codependency is more common than I realized. So as I started reading about codependency and reading more, I found that even though someone may not have an alcoholic partner, they could still exhibit codependent traits from parents whose approval they are seeking. And I thought back and I saw patterns of codependency show up through relying on others more than necessary in my own life. And I thought about all the times I asked my partner, my husband, for his opinion, knowing full well at the time that I should be able to make up my own mind about these things. And I thought about the times that I subjected my desires to those that had more authority or emotions at work, or those that had more emotions in my personal life, just to keep the calm, as if I could control their emotions with my behavior. So this is the fallacy of codependency. The strange thing is that most people think of me as being very confident and assured of myself, and I honestly consider myself an independent thinker. And it wasn't until I began to read Melody Beattie's Codependent No More that I started seeing that codependency had been existing in my life in these sneaky ways. And it was like a stranger that was living in my house who I didn't know all that well, but would eat with me and be there constantly. And I don't know about you, but I don't like having random people I don't know in my house. So I had to either become friends with the stranger or kick them out. So the second lesson I learned about codependency is that it is the arrow that hits you twice. So what was the trigger? There's always a trigger for codependency, a root cause, right? That's the first arrow. Mine was a temperamental father, but the real impact on our lives isn't the root cause. And I will tell you this again, the real impact on our lives is not the root cause. It's the second arrow. It's the ripple effect of a codependent mindset that continues on far past the time when the events have occurred. So I was still living out this behavior even after my father had passed. My mother was the complete opposite and always encouraged me to have my own mind. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And for that, I am truly, truly, truly grateful. And even with that positive influence, I had become codependent with anyone else that seemed to have authority in my life. And like many mindset issues, codependency is the arrow that hits you twice. The first time during the event and the second time as you keep on with these codependent behaviors. So when I think back about the many big decisions I have made in my life, I know that there were several major ones that majorly defied codependency. Yes, I'm glad for them. Like when I decided to work at a consumer products company instead of an investment bank right out of school, which is what my dad would have wanted. But there were many other instances of codependent behavior that were even more insidious because they were entrenched in the day-to-day. Guys, these are things such as staying in jobs that were not working out for me longer than I should have, or always taking on other people's problems as my own. So the third lesson I learned is that it doesn't look like an issue to other people. So for many of those who exist with a codependent, codependency is not an issue for them. Codependent partners and team members can be a dream. As a codependent, you do whatever needs to get done, and you will often put others first. The flip side is that resentment starts to build up as a result, and one day you just blow up because you feel that you have been and continue to be taken advantage of and abused. And this happens at work or at home. You start to lose trust, and the scary thing is that no one is going to come to your rescue but you. The fourth lesson I learned is that no one else has the authority to give you permission but yourself. No one is going to give you permission but yourself to live your life the way you want. I had to give myself permission. I had to be my own white horse, knight, whatever you want to call it, in shining armor, to say enough is enough. And I had to put on my big girl pants 1 foot at a time and say, yes, I recognize that my father was a trigger, but my responsibility now is to stop these behaviors from affecting me negatively going forward. They weren't serving me. They don't serve me. And I knew that just by admitting that I was codependent meant that I could do something about it. So you can do something about it if you recognize that there may be a problem. So what can you do about it? What do you do about it? So I stopped thinking about what other people thought as much. I stopped thinking that other people were more important than me. I saw myself choosing instead of shoulding. I made my mantra every single day: how you react is not my problem. And if it weren't for my working on my codependency through coaching and other practices, I wouldn't have transitioned into a job that I now love. As a parent, the main impact was that I stopped yelling at my kids. This is not easy to do, and a big commitment that I had made. When I realized that their reaction was their problem, not mine, it totally changed even the way that I parent. It made me conscious of how I could make sure I gave my kids space to develop their own inner compass and not seek my approval for all things. And as a coach, codependency is a common thread for many of my coaching clients and a major block inhibiting self-expression, living a life that truly serves them, an authenticity that they feel is truly theirs. It's the inner voice, it's the self-critic that doesn't stop. And when you are codependent, it makes it hard for you to see who you truly are when all the voices in your head die down. So I want to tell you this: no one is going to give you permission but yourself to live life on your terms. Permission is a wondrous thing, and it is a scary thing. You get to choose how you want to live your life. Today can be the day that you decide to start living your life the way you want to. Thanks so much for joining us this week on Own Your Best Life. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts so that you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, can you please rate and review on iTunes? I would so appreciate it. Share it with a friend, take a screenshot of it, and tag @MayEmson. This helps continue to get the word out. For more show notes and resources, check out www.mayemson.com. It'll have all the links to everything you heard here today. Thanks so much for listening. It's time to own your best life.